So, breaking news out of London after a man plows a van into a crowd near a mosque in northern London. At least one person was killed. Several people have been injured. British authorities are treating this incident as a terrorist attack. Here's what Counselor to the President Kellyanne Conway told me earlier about how the White House is responding.
The President and his counterterrorism team assessed this situation throughout the night. I know our counterterrorism experts were conferring with their British counterparts, and since it looks like the British government is treating this as a possible act of terrorism, we'll wait to see how that investigation unfolds, and we're there to support our allies any way that they need. We just don't want this to become the new normal.
Joining us right now, former Trump campaign foreign policy advisor Walid Phares. Walid, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining the conversation.
Sure.
Your reaction to what took place in London, the fourth attack in the last 3 months?
Well, first of all, UK authorities would have to determine exactly what that was. They need to release more information about the perpetrator. But on the whole of it, Maria, this is a terror act, obviously, and you just mentioned something very important. Where can we place it? There were 3 jihadi attacks over the past few weeks, and this is, let's call it, it's an anti-Muslim terror act. But what is more important is to determine, is this the act of somebody who was frustrated and angry about the previous jihadi attacks, or is there more to it, or is there a network that is now going to engage, hopefully not, in such acts? So British authorities now have the key in their hands to determine what is this act about.
The fact that this was obviously, well, we're being told this was a white man, nothing to do, you know, he wanted to kill Muslims. Does that change anything in terms of the nature of this attack versus the others where they were ISIS sympathizers or ISIS took responsibility?
Absolutely. I mean, Britain, France, many countries in the West, including the Arab and Muslim world, have been targeted by ISIS, Al-Qaeda, jihadists in general terms. So what we have been seeing over the past weeks and months are waves of jihadist attacks. This would be the first time or so where you're going to have probably an individual who has some frustration or anger or has an ideology. That we don't know. But this is a counter to the previous jihadi attack. And this is what actually the jihadists would like to see happening in the West. Create the conditions for urban clashes. And that's why UK authorities, European authorities have to be very, very focused on what's happening and making sure that citizens, individual citizens, don't take weapons in their own hands, should there be car or knives or others, and then take action.
Right.
Yeah, Walid is absolutely correct in terms of this attack compared to the previous attacks, compared to any attack. From an investigative standpoint, it doesn't change. You still do the same thing. You get your hands on the perpetrator if they're not killed in the incident, and you determine what is their network. Do they have other associates? It's the same process.